I thought it was excellent. I'd see it again. The standouts for me are the direction of Boman, the acting of Boman, and the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the standouts for me. I really enjoyed it. It is absolutely worth a watch. The Blue Diamond part of it, and the thing for me that is worth the watching is it's really good storytelling. It's directed very well, and Boman is at his
Boman best.
best. I mean, he's always done. I've always appreciated him. I know you have too. He's always done good work. This just shows you what a solid dramatic actor the man is.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Everything about it. Everything. I loved this movie.
Yeah.
It was a nice feel-good movie.
Yep.
Even though obviously it was tackling like a very common story premise in Indian cinema of a father-son relationship, which is so unique and different from, well, not totally different. Obviously, father-son relationships are kind of almost universal, but everywhere has its own quirks and things that we've seen displayed about the father-son relationship in India's cinema specifically.
Yeah.
That wouldn't always be the case here, even though I mean, father-son relationship has been told throughout Hollywood, of ones that, full works
throughout history.
The standoffish father who, is just there for a stern handshake,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. But obviously Indian cinema brings its own flavor to it. I love this whole film. It was really heartfelt. It was funny.
Oh, had some really funny moments.
Really funny moments. Bowman killed it. Just killed it. He did so well. Obviously, it's the only film I've seen this year, but he is leading the pack right now for actor. For the
Easy to say in a one-man race. Oh, look, he's out in front. No one else is running, Rick. Yeah, look at him go. He's going to win. There's nobody behind him yet.
Doesn't matter, though. Because I think obviously we have a long year ahead of us, but I think it has sticking power because he did such a good job. Such emotional depth to the character, to a partially very unlikable character at times.
Yeah.
In terms of to obviously his son specifically.
Sure.
To everyone else. And actually, it's funny enough, I have family members similar to him. Not in terms of the standoffish to, none of my fathers are that way at all. But my grandfather, in terms of how he acts to everybody, he's such a charming man. He, a lot of the stuff that generation, and he showed it of they're so nice to women specifically, almost to the point of being slightly misogynistic.
Right.
But that's just, the generation.
The generation, right. Right.
They're usually not meaning to.
Right.
But it's just part of their generation and how they grew up. He was so sweet to his daughter and his wife, obviously, and his girlfriend or whatever she was. Sorry, I'm not trying to give anything away. He had a girlfriend. Sorry. But his whole performance, I felt for him. I was angry at him. But I understood both their perspectives. Obviously, the stronger performance would have been Bowman's for sure. I think the other guy he did a fine job. Nowhere near as good as Boman,
which is the only reason it's not a gold for me.
Yeah.
It
didn't take me out of it.
It did not take me out of it. It's still an excellent film. I would still watch it again.
And I think
that was the only thing was if he had been as everything you said as Boman, that was the only thing for me that, and I don't feel like it's necessarily a fault. It just is.
Yeah.
You gotta. That is hard to pair off against.
He gave some really good moments.
He had good moments,
like the end moment and you can't say anything.
Yeah, there were just some things. There were some things with just overall some payoff moments where, as you could expect in a film like this, not giving anything away, there are going to be moments where your prime characters are going to be facing some things that are going to be pivotal emotionally challenging for them, and it's going to require them as actors to tap into things that are pretty deep and pretty expressive. Comparatively, when you watched Bowman's work, it didn't hit where Boman was hitting for me.
Granted, Boman was the one that was able to be a little more eccentric because he knew who he was. This other guy's character was so beat down by the lack of love,
and a very very
father.
different person. There was just who could I liken it to?
That's one of the things that a couple people in the film wanted him to be like, stand up for yourself, or
true,
whatever, you know,
true,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was part of his character.
True. But it just the best, like the person who can nail those kinds of roles with the kind of emotional complexity that I'm referring to is a Raj Kumar Rao.
Well, yeah.
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 That's my only differentiation, and it's not even I don't want that to deter anybody from seeing it, because it's a small thing in a largely really well-made film. One of my favorite things about it, we can get into the details in the spoiler, my favorite thing about this is both the writing and the directing, which is a credit to Boman and to Alexander Denilaris, is this film is so full of little things. You could watch it 2 or 3 times, and you're probably going to find little things, both in the script and in the shots that Boman chooses. So many small things that say so much. I kept making a list throughout. I'll get into it in the spoiler, but that's one of my favorite things about this movie is it's a film about little things and how little things are really big and can say. It's the reason when I go visit someone's house, one of the things I look around at when I see their house is their books. It's a little thing, but the books tell me a lot about them. Sometimes it's not books they necessarily read all the way through, but it's books that matter to them, and that's the books that they want to have on display. That little thing means quite a bit. And the way their house is designed, especially if they built the house, is it bright? Does it have an open kitchen to the living room? Do they not like that? Where are they located in all of those little things? And this is a film about those little things.
Yeah. And I looked it up because it's not on IMDb. It looks like the cinematographer was
Krish Makija.
Fantastic. Yep. I don't know if Boman, I don't know him, Krish. But I would imagine Boman wanted an experienced cinematographer.
Sure.
And I would love to talk to Boman about picking that, being his directorial debut.
You bet.
If you've ever been on a film set, we've said it many times, like the most important relationship is usually the cinematographer or DP and the director. And that's why they normally
hand
always
in glove
work together a lot.
Yeah.
They're constantly all like Nolan works with the same guy all the time. Quentin,
his whole team.
Always works
most of the
together.
time, but Nolan's entire team is the same people
because they work together well. But being at his directorial debut, I'd imagine he wanted a guy obviously he trusted, but that was maybe had been experienced because there was some great shots, and setup shots, transition shots.
Yeah,
how he got from one shot and like where he started to where he ended,
and choice of
phenomenal.
shots. There are points where we're not just in close-up, where face is more than frame. Yeah. I mean, we had some tight shots in this when people are saying something, and there's quite a bit of wonderful, this could be a play.
Yeah.
This could easily be a play. There's some monologues in this where Boman and Krish decided they're going to be so tight that you can't even fit their face doesn't fit the frame. It's like it's that close. And that's very requiring of an actor to be, camera doesn't lie.
Yeah.
It's going to pick up every little nuance of whether you're being fake or you're being believable. And that's, for me, I would watch this in a heartbeat for the little things, the great story, and watching Boman prove to everybody that he's an exceptional, he's not just a good actor. Mm-hmm. Boman Irani is an exceptional actor. And I wonder what spurred how long had he been thinking about directing, and what was it that made this be, now I'm doing it? I'd love to know what it was that made him want to Had he always had the thought of directing? Did he not? And it just occurred to him now with this project? Because that's